Verdict handed down. Congresswoman Corrine Brown, guilty. Her attorney vowing to fight on.
You should look out for some motions that we will be filing for a new trial.
We broke the story of her indictment last summer. Tonight, from her supporters to her critics, we're on your side. First Coast News at 6 starts right now.
Former Congresswoman Corrine Brown found guilty on 18 of 22 federal charges against her. Good evening, I'm Anthony Austin.
And I'm Jeannie Blaylock. The verdict capped 8 days of testimony, nearly 50 witnesses, and hundreds of pieces of evidence. The jury deliberated for nearly 2 days at the federal courthouse in downtown Jacksonville. Tonight, our On Your Side team is covering every angle of this story. Our Heather Crawford is anchoring our team coverage live in downtown Jacksonville. Let's start with Heather.
Jeannie, this is a Democratic lawmaker who dominated politics here in Northeast Florida for more than 2 decades. And today she watched her legacy be tainted, be tarnished. But Corrine Brown is vowing to clear her name, vowing to restore her reputation. This after she was found guilty of 18 of the 22 federal charges she was facing. She was found guilty of things like conspiring to commit mail-in wire fraud and filing false tax returns. Now, Corrine Brown did not speak to us as she left the courthouse today and got into a car. However, she did issue a statement late this afternoon, and I want to read part of what she had to say. She says, "I respect the jury's decision, but I disagree with it, and I want to make clear that I maintain my innocence." She went on to say, "I did not commit these crimes, and I intend to file a motion for a new trial. I will continue to stand on my record of decades of faithful service to this community and the nation." Now, this was a big win, no doubt, for the government. And we also got a statement today from the FBI. It says, in part, former Congresswoman Brown took an oath year after year to serve others, but instead she exploited the needs of children and deceived her constituents to advance her own personal and political agendas. First Coast News reporter Ann Schindler has been inside the courtroom through the duration of this trial, and she continues our team coverage now. Ann, you were there when the guilty verdicts were read this afternoon.
So yeah, the courtroom, I can only describe it as sort of a stunned silence when those guilty verdicts started being read as the judge went through each of those counts, pronouncing her guilty to all but 4. Her supporters, some of them cried a little bit in court, but Corrine Brown didn't turn and she didn't move. She just sort of held her position, staring straight ahead by her attorney. Now, when she left court, I followed out with her and some of her supporters, and the silence outside was really almost funereal. There's some tears again, but very, very quiet in that hallway. And she was in a room that she's used with her attorney, her counsel throughout the trial. But there were supporters coming, going, some very well-known faces in Jacksonville throughout, social and religious circles, and she didn't speak. But they did indicate, the ones that I spoke to coming and going from her room, that she was not doing well, that she was suffering greatly. Now, when we saw her come out of the courtroom, when we saw her come out of the courthouse, she I think looked rather stunned, more than anything, more than sad. But obviously a long road ahead when she faces sentencing, and we'll rely on those supporters that have carried her through to this point. So I'm going to send it back to you, Heather. It was an emotional day at the courthouse, but just the beginning, really, for the former Congresswoman.
And thank you. And that's really the point that Corrine Brown's attorney reiterated over and over today after the verdicts were read. Her attorney saying this is just the beginning, and he plans to file a motion for a new trial. Continuing our team coverage now is my colleague Clark Foraker with more on what Corrine Brown's attorney said after his client was found guilty of 18 counts. Clark?
Heather, he used this football analogy basically to say that this is not over. And in fact, he talked a lot about Corrine Brown's supporters and that many of them who have stayed sort of faithful to her through this entire pre-trial and trial process, and then also have maintained her innocence with her. They believe she's not guilty on these charges. He says that many of those folks are continuing to stand by her even after those 18 guilty verdicts. He says that they are planning to appeal this guilty verdict and to continue fighting these charges in courts. He maintained that he said his client maintained maintains her innocence, but then later Corrine Brown, of course, sending out a statement similarly worded. James Smith used a football analogy, basically saying that while for a lot of people who may not be familiar with the legal process, this seems sort of definitive and like the end, that in fact, this is really just the beginning, the first quarter, he said, of what will be a long process as they continue to fight these charges.
A lot of the donors who were called on behalf of the government, when they left the stand, went over and hugged her, shook her hand, in fact, even kissed her on a couple of occasions. So people cannot and will not forget all the good that she's done.
So what happens next for James Smith? You know, one of the things you may remember is that Corrine Brown had multiple different attorneys throughout the pretrial process, and it came out that the reason that she had to keep switching lawyers was basically financial, that these attorneys were expensive and this case was very thorough. And so James Smith says he's committed to this for the long haul, that he has a client he believes in and a client that he's stuck to, and told us tonight he's not worried about the money right now. He's worried about continuing to seek justice for his client, Corrine Brown. Heather?
Clark, thank you. And you know, each day of this trial, Corrine Brown had a lot of supporters inside the courtroom. There were a lot of supporters also outside here today. And on your sides, Ken Amaro had a chance to speak with some of them. And Ken, I know a lot of them really were heartbroken.
Heather, I think that's a very fair description, heartbroken. The reaction was swift. The reaction was full of disappointment and disbelief. You know, considering Corrine Brown's service in Congress, you know, she had gained the name Corrine Delivers, and there's a reason for that. She was always responsive to her constituents. In fact, she was able to get money to build this federal courthouse, the same courthouse where today she heard those chilling words, guilty, guilty, guilty. Now, this is some of the reaction that we heard from some of her supporters. Bishop Rudolph McKissick Sr. said, "God is still in it." And also Marcia Feltz, she is a retired librarian who came out to support Corrine. She simply said, "I don't want to say anything. I am hurt." And then I reached out to former Mayor John Delaney, who testified to the truthfulness of Corrine Brown during the trial. And he said it is hard for a public official to win a public corruption case in federal courts. Now, community activist Denise Hunt, her response was even more emotional. She said it's like someone dying in the family.
Unfortunately, this day has come. I mean, a lot of people believe that it may come this way, but I think until it happens, nobody is really prepared for it. It feels like a death in your family. That's what it really feels like.
And when Brown was leaving, she had that very stoic look on her face. Of course, she's a lady that often speaks her mind, but today she had nothing to say. And you could overhear some of the supporters chanting, "Corrine, we love you. Corrine, we love you." Corrine Brown is 70 years of age, and she said in her statement that she plans to fight this thing to maintain her innocence. She plans to fight it to clear her name. She plans to fight it to restore her reputation. So as Clark pointed out earlier, this just might be the first quarter. It's not over. Back to you, Heather.
Ken, thank you very much. So after 8 days of testimony from more than 50 or nearly 50 witnesses, Corrine Brown, the former Congresswoman, learned her fate today, guilty of 18 federal charges. So what's next for her? Well, next will be her sentencing hearing, and that will happen not for at least 90 days. The judge has not yet set the date for her sentencing hearing, but he will be the one who sentences her. And as we've said, Corrine Brown and her attorney both say that they plan to file a motion for a new trial. They plan to appeal these guilty verdicts that happened here today at the federal courthouse in downtown Jacksonville. That is the latest from here. We'll send it back inside to you.
Thanks, Heather. Corrine Brown faced 357 years of prison time if convicted on all counts. So we asked our legal expert, Eric Roper, if a large number like that is in any way realistic. He says no way. And he says there is a possibility that she doesn't go to jail or prison at all.
I think relatively low, based on the offenses and where I believe that she will fall on the guidelines. I think it's going to encompass some time. Again, of course, the judge is free to go below that, including a non-incarceration sentence. But my best guess is that it's going to be, the range is going to include some period of confinement.
And if you had to give a prediction, from how many years to how many years if she goes to prison?
All dependent on the amount. Like we talked about before with the loss amount, It's dependent upon that. If it's at the higher end range, you could be talking from 5 to 10. If it's at the middle to the lower range, it could be from, say, 0 to 5.
Now, sentencing won't happen for at least another 90 days, according to some of our experts that we've been talking with all afternoon, and also according to the judge.
So, of course, we will continue to follow this for you both on air and online. And again, we know this is a lot of information for you, so we want to get you caught up on what happened today. Corrine Brown has been found guilty of 18 out of 22 charges against her. A 12-member jury found her guilty of conspiring to commit mail and wire fraud, wire fraud, lying on financial disclosure forms, impeding IRS tax laws, and also filing false tax returns. Her lawyer tells First Coast News that they will continue to fight. Corrine Brown released a statement maintaining her innocence, and you can read that complete statement from Corrine Brown on our website, firstcoastnews.com. Let's talk about some of the other news of the day we're following. We're continuing to monitor the West Mims fire.